Gotta love it when I take all this time to prep and then my mic's still not on. You know, I was about to scream. You know, I was about to scream, but now it kind of messes with the flow because instead of being hype about it, I gotta go. Hold on. I'll be right back. That's what I'm talking about. That's why the MVP. That's why he is the GOAT. The GOAT. If you are here, I have a feeling you watched this already. Because there's going to be spoilers. We're talking about this. And oh boy, is there so much to talk about. So much to unpack. And if you know, you know, he is the GOAT. The GOAT. You already know in the chat. I don't even have to say his name. I just have to say he's the GOAT. And you already know who I am talking about. Whew. Hi everybody, how you doing? I am doing just fine and dandy. I am amped. I'm ready to be here. Make sure you drink water. Gotta get some water in you. I'm gonna be screaming. I don't want to lose my voice. So drink water because good golly, Miss Molly, this is a phenomenal season thus far. We have so many things to talk about. Few different animals. We have a snake, we have a chicken, we have a goat. The goat. We have these obstacles, we have some shakeups, and we have quite possibly the most dominant performance we've seen from any individual or any team. Truly the MJ of the ML. See, we don't even have to say his name. We already know who we're talking about. So let's go get into talking about this, shall we? So, we've been keeping a track of the weather because they have been keeping track of the weather up here. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Sand condition, weather condition. All everything going well. Now, immediately upon seeing this, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be trouble. Already teasing us with this, right? This is the main path. Okay? We got the hole and then a little pin to bump ya. We saw some marbles take it last week. This week seems to do a better job at being an obstacle, right? Because it's right in the middle. These marbles are going to streak right into it. And whether or not they take the hole or not, that pin is just a hard hit. All momentum stops. These obstacles, this course layout, probably the best of the season. These obstacles, definitely the best from what we've seen of obstacles in the past. This season has been phenomenal with the obstacles actually being obstacles. Yeah, and away we go. Oh shoot. Already, RN3 out to a great start. And then the whoop, the swoops. Yeah, how many are in here right now? Got 13 people. Alright, we're doing fine. For real though. Alright, so wire to wire, that's on my bingo card. That is probably not gonna happen at all. Thought it was gonna happen, but that swoop doing we talked about the high, right? We talked about the walls being too low. That one, perfect. No such thing as a wall being too high. No DNFs. And a whole heap of lead changes and mid-8 changes. Greg Woods talks about it at the end. With that swoop doing its job. Lollipop, we have not seen a whole lot of lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Have not seen a whole lot from them this season. Good to see them leading the pack for once, because they ain't having a good season. Red number 3, Lollipop, not having the best season. CCE coming for redemption, and then Reflector, Duct Tape, Silverbolt up there with them, right? This is beautiful. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this wide open real estate with just a little spinny roundy bit? You don't need that spinny roundy bit. You think, okay, no one is gonna get hit by this, and then a ton of marbles hit that because it was just in the line. That placement, this design, where the straightest path coming out of this bottleneck brings you right into the spinny roundy boyo. And you see Lollipop smart. They're like, I want to stay as far away as possible from the spinny roundy bit. We need this at half speed because holy cow, so much is going on with this. Plus we need this Greg Woods. Hold on. I need this Greg Woods in my ear.
That purplish marble. Duct tape, silver bolt, coil loco.
He just said a purplish marble? Silver bolt, Pollo Loco. And Lollipop said, I want nothing to do with this. And then Red number 3 is like, I'm gonna take this to the face, aren't I? Bro, Reflector living up to their name. They look photoshopped in. Everything's blurry. Everything's moving fast-paced. And they are just clear as day. Middle of the screen. RN3 eats that. Reflector eats that. Not a whole lot of racers after that ate it, really. Which is kind of good. All right. But just how wide open it gets, right? It's hard to overtake on some of these splits and these S-curves, right? But when it busts wide open like that, there's room for a whole lot of things to happen. Because once you hit these S-curves, Lollipop takes an awful bounce. So Crazy Cat's Eye, where'd they come from? Where'd they go? Oh, yeah. So Lollipop just took a bad angle. They just careened right into the wall. CCE's like, hey, RN3 just took this to the face. Lollipop's over on the wall. Hazer's moment. And I can just streak right on down here. Whoop! And then Lollipop's like, ah, crap. Lost all momentum. and then ends up in 8th. Kudos to this race design. This track design was incredible because this chaos was the direct result and the direct intent of the track opening up like that. And then everyone bumping and moving. And you're going to see so many overtakes. Ghost Plasma, red number 3, battling with Crazy Cat's Eyes. These backs and forth. There we go. That bump kind of stiff arms. That was red number 3 stiff arming Crazy Cat's Eyes. They do not have arms, but bear with me. And then, yeah, that stiff arm right there. And then Ghost Plasma takes advantage of it. The GOAT. And they did the same move to RN3. Look at this. We need Grog Woods. Give me that half speed.
Of that initial season.
Yeah, look at that. Ghost Plasma doing the same thing to RN3 that RN3 did to Crazy Cat's Eyes. And when you look, Ghost Plasma also did the same thing to CCE. So RN3 says, no, get off me, go back, get behind me, Satan. And then Ghost Plasma's like, alright, I'm gonna do that too. RN3 push you up the wall. I'm gonna keep you pinned up against the wall, take your second spot, and then Ghost Plasma's like, hey, RN3, the same thing that I did to CCE that you did to CCE, I'm gonna do it to you. Bonk. And then Crazy Cat's Eyes like, hey, RN3, get some instant karma for you. Red number bonk, yeah, dead number 3. And then red number 3, well, didn't leave the top 8. But from what could have been, especially in past seasons, pretty rough. Pretty rough stuff. Lot of karma. And then, yeah, just completely stopped. That was very rough. This whole sequence.
That initial season.
Oh, and you do not hear Grog Woods.
Racing.
Yeah, okay, so...
Initial plasma. Shades of that initial.
Get the bump of CCE, get the bump of RN3, and then just completely stops.
Initial season.
The bonk, the bonk, the bonk, the bonks.
There it is.
Just absolutely came to a stop. All of that red number bonking. Ghost Plasma taking 30-second performance enhance. Not this again. Every time a marble or a team does well, we're back to these doping allegations. The marbles just got that dog in them. Just got that goat in them. It's called getting good. RN3 needs the podium at least once. Yeah, for the sake of my bingo. And we'll get to that at the end of this race.
Red number 3.
So yeah,
Was almost
CCE, RN, Ghost Plasma. It was really just a back and forth.
there, but has gotten going again.
So like between Ghost Plasma, Crazy Cat's Eye, it could have gone either way for them, but the entirety of this top 8 is pretty solid. Like, anyone really has a chance of winning this.
Helped by Super Ball. The Ghost Plasma.
Sorry, I can't do it with the Grogwoods. So the split's pretty effective in shaking some stuff up. I thought these leaves were going to be a problem, but everyone seemed to navigate it pretty well. And then navigating the curves, that was pretty much it, right? After Crazy Cat's Eyes lost the lead coming out of those splits, it was just the Ghost Plasma show the rest of the way. And then just all sorts of speed. It was close. Ghost Plasma goes, I'm gonna kick it into high gear. Because if you remember Amethyst with the comeback wins, right? It's so hard to maintain a lead, which is why we see these comebacks, because you don't know how fast to go to stay in first. When you're in second, you know exactly what you need to do, where you need to be to overtake the lead. So Ghost Plasma, Crazy Cat says like, okay, I gotta get up there. And Ghost Plasma's going, I just need to not slow down. I can't give them an inch. And they almost there with the bonk on this embankment. But really, 10 lengths, cutting it down to like 6 lengths at a moment. It was not that close. It was not as close as it seemed. Oh, but then this bonk. That's what I'm talking about with this hole. Did its job being an obstacle, being a nuisance. Bonk. And then Crazy Cat's Eyes. Whew. Be kind, rewind, need to see this again. Because CCE almost took advantage of that. They're like, oh, hey, Ghost Plasma bonked them. Ghost Plasma bonked them. So I'ma casually avoid this because that is what they didn't do. I can just... Oh, man. Shiesty. Incredible move. Incredible. Outstanding move. So Ghost Plasma just goes straight ahead. Just bonk. And then Crazy Cat's like, okay, I need to change up my angle here because I'm taking the same line of direction that Ghost Plasma was doing and he got bonked. So I'm going to go up and then down to the side. Just incredible move to avoid the bonkage. And then Ghost Plasma's like, no, you're not taking the lead. It's not happening. Not today. Stiff arm. Just bonk. And then gets that separation that they had, that they lost. They get it again. And then, yeah, everyone and their mom taking shots off of the pin. The hole wasn't the problem. It was the pin. Red number 3 gets bonked off of it. And then it gets bonked into the hole by Reflector. And everyone else was getting bonked. But I think red number 3 got aided from that top lane because everyone else was pushing and shoving down here. So there's the bonk, the push, goes into the hole, into the top lane. Everyone else is pushing and shoving. And then you have the bit of the S curve, whereas this is just a straight shot. Pushing and shoving. They call it a crab bucket, right? Everyone is just fighting the other people around them. Everyone else not in this mess can just breeze on forward, right? Everyone in this pack is concerned with beating everyone else in this pack. So as a result, no one is making a challenge for the top 3, right? Happens with the NPCs in Mario Kart. Everyone's so concerned with getting into second, they're not even concerned about first. So first is just, which is where I am, breezes on through in that Waluigi meta build. So even though that is an obstacle, it definitely helped red number 3 in this situation. Did not help them for the rest of the race. But in terms of this instance, no traffic, straight path. You can see they're in 7th. They're in 4th. They're not even in the count. They're in like 10th. And then back into 4th for this spot. But Ghost Plasma, what does Grog Woods have to say about it?
Silver Bolt. Looking for second spot.
I agree. Silver Bolt. My goodness. New video idea. Top 10 best Grog Woods moments. Because it really was just the Ghost Plasma show. This season has been Ghost Plasma's season. No one taking that top lane. Everyone taking the bottom of the split. But CCE might have eaten a can of that Popeye spinach. Because they did not have the trouble that Ghost Plasma had with that terrain. We going back to 50 speed. Because Ghost Plasma caught a little bit of that embankment. Oh, Crazy Cat's Eye still did. Everyone seems to be taking a bit of this wall right here. Ghost Plasma cooking. Ghost Plasma. Let him cook. He cooking. The chef. Speaking of food, Fish Mushroom gave us a nice serving of fan art talking about Super Bowl Pollo Loco from I think race 3 where they're beating each other up. Super Bowl taking a spinny roundy boy to the face. Ghost Plasma being Goat Plasma. Eat your heart out, Fish Mushroom. Quite possibly the #1 Ghost Plasma fan. And Ghost Plasma has been giving him something to root about. But Crazy Cat's Eye, just something about this terrain slowed up Ghost Plasma just for the shortest amount of time. And Crazy Cat's Eye is like, oh, I can just take this route, all this sand, and catch on up. See, that's what I'm saying with maintaining these leads, right? Because when you're in first, all this stuff is new. So you gotta maneuver the best way you can. And if you're in second, it's like, okay, that they first slipped up there, they slipped up there. I'm gonna take the paths that they didn't take because that seems to be the optimal path. And then all of a sudden, Crazy Cat's Eye making it competitive again. Back down to a few lengths. Got slowed up there a bit. But Ghost Plasma doing such a phenomenal job of not losing out on this lead. And then this wooden path. I thought that was going to be more disruptive than it turned out to be. But this was Ghost Plasma, Crazy Cat's Eye rivalry And then once I saw the speed boost, I knew that it was the end of the track. And I knew that Ghost Plasma would become the first racer to three-peat in the Sand Marble Rally. First racer to repeat. No other racer has gone back-to-back wins in the Sand Rally. And how we have back-to-back-to-back. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he is the GOAT. The GOAT. Wow, a 1.5 second victory over Crazy Cat's Eyes. If Ghost Plasma keeps cooking, we might have the 3-second bingo card. Halfway there. Whoa. So, is Ghost Plasma on drugs? Nah. All skill. No issue. Alright, what are my minutes at? Goat Plasma. We have so many numbers. Got these obstacles. I have no idea where Raldo was, by the way. It said he was in the moss. Ghost Plasma flexing out there. 3-peat. So 5 races, 1 DNF, 3 golds, and a silver. That is GOAT material. All right. I'm going to ask... No, that's a Q&A. I need to start a poll. Is Ghost Plasma the new SMR GOAT? And we got yes, no, or always has been. Because here's where I'm at with this. Okay? Red number 3 still has 2 titles. They have the back-to-back titles. Ghost Plasma has a title from 2016. Alright? 3 in a row. Phenomenal. 4 medals in 5 races. Outstanding. But they need to finish. They need to clinch the championship to get that second title. Because what red number 3 did only took 16 races. Those were 2 8-race seasons that red number 3 won. What Ghost Plasma has the chance to do would take 22 races. Alright? So, I'm bad at math, but that's like 40% more races to get 2 titles. First racer, first individual to get 3 straight golds. First individual or team to get 3 straight golds ever in JMR history in any tournament. GOAT. Hector put some numbers in the chat, and sorry, Hector, if I'm just stealing your content for the next BGBT podcast, not content. Stealing your content. But it needs to be said. Ghost Plasma is now the all-time leader for Sand Rally podiums. Leader for all-time podiums with 15. The leader for all-time points with 535. First marble to go back-to-back. First marble to go back-to-back-to-back. The third marble to get 3 medals in a row twice. And the only marble to get 3 in a row that weren't at the end of the season. Second place for all-time wins with 5. And the second marble to win 3 races in a season. No other marble... Well, red number 3, of course. But aside from that, 3 races in a season. It needed 3 races to do it. And then definitely the GOAT, no question about it. That's his opinion. I say you gotta finish. Right? Still 5 races to go. Anything can happen. One of these teams, one of these racers could go on a run. Shining Swarm did it in the Marble League. One of these marbles can go on a run. And then there we have the podium. We see these overtakes. The whoop. Whoop. Wide open real estate. Not a whole lot of people hitting that spinny roundy bit. The CCE overtake. Absolutely incredible. Red number 3 getting overtaken. All of these bumps does a whole lot to shake up these standings. Crazy Cat's Eye, their first podium of the season. Lollipop was almost there for theirs. 5 races down, 5 to go. Just 6 racers have not made it onto the podium. Still time. That can happen in 2 races. Oh, is Raldo might have been on the screen there. In the moss. So Blizzard Blaster, the hopes, the dreams, the prides and joys of anyone rooting for a blue anything for the 2022-23 season, struggling a bit. One podium can change that. Right? One podium can do a whole lot. Silver Bull is still in the mix. Ghost Plasma has won 3 straight races. And that's good enough for a 15-point lead overall. That could change next week. That could easily change next week. Duct Tape, still up there, not a bit, but 24 points. And it's 20 for a gold, right? It should be 20 points for a gold. Yeah, where did I think they? Yeah, at the end of the race, they show all the point spreads. So, the Ghost Marble got a pretty solid finish at the deal, all things considered. Cobra, we have a new basement. It was Lollipop. Lollipop decided, you know what? I don't want to lose anymore. Finished in 5th. Red number 3, solid finish. So, Cobra with that 16th place finish, and also Blizzard Blaster, Cool Moody. Sad day for the blue marble, for the cool marble. Holding out hope. Red number 3 had a solid finish, all things considered. Amethyst being pretty mid. Pollo Loco, pretty mid. But it's all about this final, these current standings. So Pollo Loco finished 7th, moved down to 7th. Amethyst not having a whole lot of success after the first race, the first win. Pretty mid after that. Super Bowl jumped up in the standings, but of course CCE, huge moving and shaking. 6 points clear of Cool Moody, moved down to 10th. And Cobra 17th. Cobra. I don't think Cobra needs to retire. No one needs to retire, right? It's just one bad season amongst some other bad seasons. But Grasshopper's there too, right? Sheesh. It's possible. I don't think I should hold out hope quite yet. But 5 races for 6 marbles to get on the podium when one of them is a bingo spot. And that can happen. This can happen in 2 races. So anything can happen. We'll be back at this track next week. But Ghost Plasma's running away with it. This is really the Ghost Plasma show thus far. I don't know how many Ghost Plasma needs to win to automatically clinch. Depending on how Silverbolt, Duct Tape, Slimer, and Super Bowl do, I'd even put Pollo Loco in the mix, right? Because 2 races, if it's 2 DNFs, that's 40 points. That'd be 85 points to overtake Ghost Plasma. So, it's not over till it's over. We'll see what Ghost Plasma has to say about it next week. And of course, we do have some bingo spots to take care of. Someone said that 426 wow, a brief second. Wow, you weren't kidding. Wow. That was a hard Raldo. I definitely would have not seen that. Let Raldo compete. He could at least beat Grasshopper. At least beat Cobra. Who do you think would be the of all the Marble League marbles? Who do you think would do pretty solid in the Sand Rally against Sand Rally marbles? Because I'm saying Arip. Arip goated. Arip, the whole reason Team Primary not dead last. Him and Rima. You don't even need anyone else. Definitely don't need Emar. What's Emar's done as a captain? It is Team Remarip. Alright. Here's Pain. You notice the color? You notice the color? I've been doing the light reds to go with Ghost Plasma. I've been trying to do the winner's colors for each thumbnail, but of course I've just been stuck with red for the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Could you imagine if Ghost Plasma goes for the 4 in a row. Ghost Plasma has the very real chance to have won for an entire month. When has it ever happened? I don't think that's ever happened. In any history, right? For JMR. That happens a few times in the NFL because each of those games happen on a week-to-week basis. And you think about teams that don't win in certain months or that always win in certain months. Like, New England Patriots have something insanely crazy, like 20 straight years of winning in the month of December or something like that. They had there are certain months. Maybe we could just see a month straight, 4 straight weeks of Ghost Plasma winning it. And then the moment is the first overtake. Yeah. The first overtake. Ghost Plasma, this is right after they bonked red number 3, and then everyone kept bonking red number 3. So that was that moment. There is no rain. Man. But we do have a race with nobody DNFing. Thank you for letting me know like 20 bajillion times in the chat. Oh, that is black. We want green. Boom! Everything's coming up. But you know what? We got 2 of them. I do believe. Was this to just get on the podium, or is this just to win the race? Because Super Bowl, everyone seemed to sleep on them. This is immediately out the gate. They're in dead last. They're in the lastiest last. If you're behind Grasshopper, you're in the deadest last. Coming out the gate, immediately swallowed up. And as soon as the top 8 leaderboard hits, they're in 15th, and they finish in 3rd. Is it need to win the race for Pinky Toe? Dang. Because that was an incredible run. They're nowhere on screen. They're still in the bottom 8. And then they're finally moving on up. But it's a whole bunch of pushing and shoving. See, this is why athletes watch film. Everyone in the kitchen sink ahead of next week. Same track. They're going to be watching Super Bowl. Not a whole lot of spinny roundy bits for Super Bowl to take to the face this time around. But you see, in the chaos, the confusion, is red number 3 doing it? Is Ghost Plasma doing it? Crazy Cat Size. It's really just this that everyone's focusing on. Ghost Plasma, Super Bowl, again with the crab buck, is okay, I'm definitely not taking first. Probably might not get second. But I'm pretty close to third. And I'm alright with a podium spot. That's at least what I'm thinking in my mind, is what is in Super Bowl's mind. That I just need to beat you. And then we'll talk about first and second when we get there. But that's an incredible running the table for Super Bowl, who had an awful race a couple weeks ago, taking all these obstacles to the face. Definitely having a better race this week. I need to say what I did. I need to hear what I said again. Was it win the race for Pinky Toe? I should have just said the podium. Because incredible come from behind podium. Start out 16th, the deadest of lasts. And then something up in here that just happens off screen. Intently. Okay, so there's the move into 5th. And then it happens at this part. Some little stiff arm speed boost. Stiff arms reflector. Holy cow. Absolutely phenomenal race. Absolutely phenomenal showing by these marbles. Super Bowl running the table. Ghost Plasma being the goatiest goat that ever goated. And then Reflector's still there. 4th is solid. Lollipop finishing 5th. That's pretty solid. A lot of Team Galactic fans don't like it when you say Team Galactic 5th. But 5th is a solid finish, especially for Lollipop, who has been nowhere thus far in this first half of the race. Maybe this is something. Maybe this is where it all turns around for Lollipop. Silverbolt's still in the conversation. They're in 2nd still. Just 15 points behind the top spot. Also, tiebreaker. Based. And I agree. I agree with that. Tiebreaker. Based. I think it meant to say highest showing, because it goes to metal type? Metal count. I believe it goes to gold count. And then it's just the highest placement in a certain race. So tiebreaker is based. It's reading that Communist Manifesto, seizing the means of production. And Ghost Plasma definitely seizing the means of producing these wins. Amethyst still in the works. Crazy Cat's Eye with that silver jumping all the way up. Blizzard Blaster needs some help. Everyone who is not... all the racers who are medalists need help. Wisp of Darkness, you need help. If you're in 14 with a bronze, you need help. Cool Moody is the highest with no medal in 10th. What are we at? I am bad at math. 49 points. So you need 3 straight golds if you want to overtake. No marble's ever going to take 3 straight golds. I mean, that's impossible. Never going to happen. Alright. But yeah, Blizzard Blaster needs some help if they want to get my bingo card. Still have this one to be determined. This one, consensus says it should be filled. I'm waiting for a proper photo finish. I'm talking like goes to a race off, possibly. Did we have Racer has a late start out the gate? I forget if that happened last week or not. Wire to wire race still not happening. I forgot the numbers on a race. Do we know how many? What is the average lead change? I bet we can find it. Because I'm putting together these lines, I'm putting together these parlays. RN3 getting third in a race. I crunched these numbers somewhere. Because I'm a math nerd like that. Sheesh. Man, I have the numbers here somewhere. Oh. Yeah, minus 117 is what I have the line at. So, for those who don't know gambling, I envy you. Please gamble responsibly. But most of y'all are not at the legal age of gambling, so that's fine. But just don't gamble. If it's a negative bet, it means it's a pretty sure bet. So the chances. Forget how I got that though. I'm just glad that the race with no DNF hit, because that was. What was the math for this? It's basically 83% or 87% of all these races end in a DNF. But a race with no lead changes is going to be nay impossible. Red number 3 getting third almost happened this time around. Same with. Well, I mean, we're on pace for Cool Moody winning no races. Same with every single racer getting on the podium. No injuries. This could happen. A lead marble winning by over 3.5 seconds. That's going to be tough. And almost had the race in the bottom half pole and the pinky toe. That would have been incredible if Super Bowl won that. Ghost Plasma is literally a 25mm glass ball. A 25mm glass ball cannot cheat. No marbles are cheating unless they have an unfair material advantage like our red number 3. See, that's where we get the conversation. I don't think red number 3 had an unfair advantage. They won fair and square in all those races they won. They DNF'd plenty of times. They got not on the podium, bottom half finishes plenty of times. It's just like any other racer. It's just people don't like when marbles they don't like win. Or athletes for that matter when they win. So they think that they're cheating. Except in the case of the Patriots where they were in fact cheating with Spygate. Deflategate was a ruse. I don't think anything was wrong with that. But Spygate, they definitely left cameras in the locker room for the New York Jets. And I'm sorry. If you're worried about losing to the Jets, that's on you. They are the Jets. That's a skill issue. this race was a 1.5 second lead that already felt massive. It really did. I do think what are all these? We have the technology. We can. Red number 3 wasn't a marble. Red number 3 was so a marble. His round. He met the size and weight requirements. See, no one talks about material advantages when it's a disadvantage. The hazers are bad at block pushing. And never give me a reason to make fun of the hazers, because I will just make fun of the hazers like I am now. They're light. They're bad at block pushing, and yet here's block pushing year after year. No one's ever talking about certain material advantage. Raspberry Race is really good at block pushing because they are very dense. They're hefty. But no one's talking about them cheating, because there's not cheating. These are glass balls. Alright, let's find these. Sand Rally. Oh yeah, here we go. When you look up Sand Rally on the wiki, you come up, it gives you the obstacles on it. I think that's pretty neat. Alright, red number 3 was Akeisha. Red number 3, the GOAT. Except Ghost Plasma's now the GOAT. As evident by my poll, 79% of respondees saying yes. 5% say it always has been. Is there a way to find? Oh yeah. We got individual performances. We just need some trivia. I am a sucker for these numbers. I need these numbers. On how many overtakes happen in a given season, and that'll give me the odds for a race with no overtakes, a wire-to-wire race. Same goes for every single race or podium. That one we can. Go to my notes. Because there's only 6, right? There's 3 spots, so it's 3 out of 16. Times 5, I do believe. The math is actually insanely complex for this. But it's basically you have 3 spots to be on the podium. You have 5 races to do it. And that should be a fraction. So that's giving me a baseline already of 15 out of 16. So that's almost guaranteed. But then you have to divide that by how many racers still need a podium. And that's giving me a bit of a rougher. This is not the most sound math. But I'm getting a result. 16 times 6. Is that 98? 96? 48, 48, 96. So 15 out of 96 chance. Sheesh, I come back to the chat. So much red number 3 hate. Why y'all hating? These are glass balls. So red number 3 getting get third in a race. with every racer getting on the podium bodes well for the fact that red number 3 still needs to get on the podium. And finishing third is a podium finish. So 15 divided by 98, I mean, that's just, it's still 15. 15.3. So 15... Man, this chat is just completely derailing my train of thought. My goodness. Absolutely spicy. Alright, here we go. Good comment. It's like, what are the odds of the worst marble being able to get to the podium at all? I mean, we saw Ghost Plasma get good DNF and then get really good. So we just need a few more DNFs. And like the top, I believe we have what the starting order is gonna look like for this next race. And depending on how these race conditions go, one DNF is all it takes. One good bump, as we've seen. So we got the starting order for race 5. Wow. And so then this is race 6. Allegedly. This is allegedly what race 6 has been. Again, I don't know the order. Someone said that it was just the flip or the inverse or the reverse of... Oh yeah, here we go. Based. No, I'm saving this. Saving this. Based. So someone was mentioning that it's just the flip of the previous race. I do not know how it's determined. I thought it was based off of the results from the previous race. So regardless, whether it's a reverse or whether it's based off of finishing in the previous race, Ghost Plasma seems to be getting pole. So yeah, red number 3 had surgery. So yeah, you're never going to be 100% after a surgery. Unless you're Tom Brady, because Tom Brady's a GOAT. So allegedly, this is allegedly the starting order. And who else do we need? Okay, so you need Cool Moody, Blizzard Blaster, red number 3, Lollipop, Grasshopper Cobra. Grasshopper Cobra desperately needs something. Anything that isn't the basement, because they are in the basement. So, on the edge, it's not going to bode well. But anything can happen. Super Bowl started out in 16th. They got on the podium, so anything can happen. Goes Cobra, Grasshopper. It could happen. Probably not by Grasshopper. Probably not in this configuration. I see Grasshopper getting out to an early 3rd place and then just getting spradunked, getting sprunked, getting bonked on some of these embankments, on some of these S curves, plummeting to like 10th. I mean that's a good finish. But it could happen. 6 marbles, need 3, 15% chance for 6 marbles to get top 3 spots in 5 races. So, if we want to see if this was an actual book, which I'm not because I am not betting money on marbles except in a movie idea I have that I might consider making about someone who does bet real money on marbles. If we have implied odds, yeah, let's be nice for ourselves. So we got a nice plus 540 bet. So plus 540 means you turn it into a decimal. So 540 becomes 5.4. You'd win 5.4 times your initial bet plus your initial bet back. So if you were to bet $1, you'd win $5.40 plus your initial bet. So altogether, you'd win $6.40, but you would have a net positive of $5.40. Of course, if you lose, then you just lose $1. And that's why gambling addictions happen. So, all that to say, 5 races left for 6 racers to get onto the podium. Kind of unlikely. 15%, kind of unlikely. Alright. Let's check my minutes. This has been a bit longer. Normally these go only an hour. It's been an hour 10. Talked about the GOAT. Oh, this is the GOAT hour because it's the GOAT's hour. Talked about the new basement, Cobra, Grasshopper, GG. Talked about these obstacles being some obstacles. Talking about the swoop. All those lead changes. All these embankments. No DNFs. Talking about my bingo is happening. Talked about Super Bowl getting on that podium from being down in 16th place. 15th place running the table. Having a great showing. CCE redemption. Phenomenal race they had. Talking about all the races left. All the medalist marbles left. Talk about the DNFs and the bingo. Talked about all these numbers with GOAT Plasma being the GOAT. Yeah, duct tape. Duct tape high key goated. Phenomenal. Yeah, duct tape's there. Anyone's race. 5 races left. If you're in the bottom 8, you need to kick it in a high gear. But 2 races can make the difference between... Yeah. That's 40. It's 40 points right there. 2 races. All it could take. Reflector's already been on the podium once. We've seen back-to-back to back-to-back finishers. We've seen back-to-back finishers, back-to-back podiums. It could happen for Reflector. What a season this has been. So, with that, I will see you all next week. Maybe in the next video. Might be out tonight. Maybe. So, with that being said, take care. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good week. See you for another stream Friday. And as always, Waluigi's going to lead us out. Yeah, sorry there, mate. You can always rewind. You can always rewind. These streams don't disappear. That's why I prefer YouTube over Twitch, because Twitch, the streams just kind of disappear. It's kind of pointless, in my opinion. Unless you want the stuff to disappear. In that case, that's a pretty great point to it. But I'll see y'all next week. Have a good rest of your day. Good week. Take care. As always, Waluigi's gonna lead us out. Goodbye.